people say to me, "Oh, Konstantin, you're so brave for speaking out about these."
I actually believe that.
You believe that?
Yeah. It's one of the reasons I wanted to have you on.
Okay. Well, what I say to those people, are you fucking mental? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? How is it brave? My ancestors starved to death in the gulags. What, you think me expressing my opinion in public is brave?
Yeah?
Why? That's insanity. There's nothing brave about it. It's my duty to say what I think if I think that something is wrong, isn't it?
Yes.
So why is that brave?
Just because something is right doesn't mean that doesn't demand courage.
Okay, how does it demand courage?
Ooh, that's interesting. This doesn't feel like you could possibly be asking me that question. I love it. We are equally thinking the other person is absolutely out of their minds. Okay, so here's how I look at your life. You are whippet smart, man, and you are really articulate, and you could make a real living even in the Soviet Union if you just like turned a part of your brain off that was like, I'm either never going to talk about these things or I'm only going to talk about them when I'm at home. And I will use the system to my advantage. I will work my way up, which you'd be very easily be able to do because you can outthink people. So I have a feeling if you had just a little evil in you, you could get people to think things were their ideas that were clearly yours. You would manipulate the shit out of them. You would rise to a position of power. And so you could do all of that. And now it would require you to set aside your moral compass or not have one or adopt one out of convenience,
Right.
which I unfortunately think humans are all too capable of doing. So the fact that you don't do any of that, the fact that you are in a Western country in a moment where people really get a certain religious, emotional righteousness out of tearing down wrongthink and the wrong people, and it makes them feel like they have done something good. And it's a sugar version of moral virtue, but it's still like something. It gives them a rush. And so now look, you're not dumb, so you've made a good living out of doing that, and I think your channel's only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. But because I'll say in a single sentence why to me you seem brave. You're a contrarian. You don't mind the conflict. You actually posted a hilarious photo of you. Maybe it was a video. I can't remember. On Twitter, it was you with a machine gun, and you said, "It's
Getting
like
ready to open Twitter. In the morning.
exactly." And I was like, "That's fucking hilarious." And then, I'm not going to do that because I hate that. And my audience, and this may not seem as weird to you because this is the only time we sat down across from each other. My audience is going to find this episode very weird.
Oh, are they?
I've never done an episode like this ever.
Have you not?
Never.
Oh, wow.
So,
Mate, you should have told me. I would have gone easy on them.
No, this is great. I love it. Like I will.
I would have lit a candle,
I appreciate that.
did a little stroking,
It's very kind. No need. But it's so anyway, when I see people that are just completely unafraid to roll up to Twitter with the machine gun in hand, I'm like, all right, you say what you believe in, you're standing for something. I think.
But what should I be afraid of? This is what I don't understand. What is it that I'm supposed to be afraid of? A bunch of people I don't know and don't respect on a social media platform where they don't even show their face or name saying things about me?
No. You should fear what's happening to Jordan Peterson. He said he's in the middle of 10 lawsuits. As somebody that's been in the middle of lawsuits, let me tell you what a toll they take on you. And
maybe I'm too stupid and not brave. Maybe that's what's going on.
I don't think you're stupid, but you might be naive to something. Yeah. That is entirely possible. And as you crack, it'll be interesting to see what happens to you when you crack 1 million subs on YouTube. It starts to get different real fast.
Yeah.
And what's happening with Jordan, where he's with the whole Bill C-16, which I can think of no hotter, like that's the nuclear core. And he came to prominence by latching on to the nuclear core. And he has said in his very Jordan Peterson way that if you arrest me, I will, if you give me a fine, I will refuse to pay it. If you put me in jail, I will go on a hunger strike. And I actually think he means it. I think he's so fucking stubborn that he actually will. And in the Gulag Archipelago, there's a great section from Solzhenitsyn where he says, it's really interesting. People come in, you get tortured, everybody breaks. Actually, that's not true. Not everybody breaks. And the people that are so ideologically like convicted, they will let you kill them, and they're all women. And I was like, that is fucking hilarious. Going back to what you were saying about men and women being different. And I just thought, that's my wife. And that's Jordan Peterson, which he has said, I have a more feminine temperament. Like, he just will get something in his head, and it apparently, no matter the amount of pain that rains down on that man, he just keeps going. And that doesn't look fun to me.
His life does not look fun to me. But I believe, Jordan isn't perfect. He's a man.
Clearly. And by the way, I think he's amazing.
So do
but
I.
Holy shit. Does he sometimes say things? And I'm like, Jordan, are you trying to make your life suck? Like, that's a really dumb way to say that.
But if we come back to the very beginning of our conversation, which is about meaning and fulfillment, I couldn't be fulfilled using my whatever. You're very kind about my intelligence and everything else, using that for things that I fundamentally, I think, are wrong. Right? So
that reads as brave. P.S.
Well, no, what that reads as is not having a choice.
Doesn't read as brave to you. I get that. I hear you.
But I don't have a choice. Bravery is when you're like, well, I could do this, or I could do that, I'll do this. I don't really feel like I have a choice. I feel like it's weird that I have a background that's quite unusual, that is perfectly fitted to the cultural moment at the moment, which is I was born in the Soviet Union. I speak Russian and English. I understand both cultures. I can articulate myself pretty well. I grew up in Britain, so I fit in that culture. I can see it as an outsider, and likewise in America. I can make things funny if I need to. I can be serious if I need to. Like, it's a skill set and a background that not many people have. So what choice do I have?
Would you be a dissident in Russia?
Yes.
Yeah, see, fuck. Do you know...
my whole family were dissidents in Russia, so like it's not a new thing.
That is very interesting.
That's actually one of the things that I wrote a piece on my Substack when my son was born, and I talked about a lot of this. We come from generations of people who were killed for their beliefs. I'm not going to dishonor them.
I'll say it again. From where I'm sitting, that's brave. I want to think that I would be as tough. I don't know if I'd be a dissident in Russia. That's just the honest answer. And it doesn't make me feel good about myself. And the story I will tell myself tonight is going to be that I would